Hey guys, what's up? Apple Fanatic, and today's video is going to be on how to improve the battery life on any Android device. Android is a powerful operating system that's very open source and very customizable, and I personally love it, but the only drawback I have is the battery life pretty much sucks on most devices. Now, on an iOS device such as an iPhone, you will get 1 to 2, maybe 3 days of battery use, easy, as long as you're not constantly on the internet, which, is really good. You go over to Android, and depending on what device you're using, you're lucky to maybe get a day, maybe half a day out of it. On the newer devices, obviously the battery will be bigger and last longer because it's newer. But if you're running a device that's about a year old, still great specs, but it's a year old, obviously your device is going to have a lower battery life. So maybe it drops from 24 hours to 12 hours. So I just have a couple quick tips to show you on how to improve that battery life so you can maybe make it through a day and a half without having to constantly be worrying about your phone dying. So the first tip is going to be very simple, and pretty much any phone can do that, and it is going to be disable 3G/2G. Now, on any ROM, whether you're running a custom ROM or a stock ROM, you will have the ability to disable it, and it's very easy. Usually you're just going to go to your menu, go to your settings, go ahead to wireless and networks. Now obviously the layout will be different depending on what company's ROM you're running or whose ROM you're running if it's custom, but mostly it will say wireless and networks. You're going to go down there, and yours should be ticked if you have the 3G up in the corner. Obviously mine's off, so what you're going to do is just go ahead and select that, and it will go ahead and turn that off, and it saves a tremendous amount of battery. I mean, it's very easy. You can install custom widgets on a home screen, so you can just have a toggle when you're not using it, but it's very easy to do, and it saves a lot of battery life. You would be surprised at how many people didn't realize that their 3G probably kills 30 or 40% of their battery just in their pocket. So when you have it charged up in the morning, and by 10 o'clock it's down to 80%, and you haven't used it at all, it's not because your battery is awful, but it's just because you're constantly switching between the 1X and the 3G or 2G and 3G. Now, and that's a battery killer. The next tweak I want to show you is free up your RAM as much as possible. I have downloaded Advanced Task Killer, but I know that a lot of companies will install, or software companies will install a RAM freer upper right into the ROM itself. It's very easy to do. As you can see, this is HTC Sense 3.0 running custom. It's a custom ROM, but it's pretty much stock build as what you'd get on 3.0. You're going to go ahead and just select that, and you can see up here it says total memory 412, used 300 basically, and then free 115 megs. You can go ahead and just hit kill all if this is built in, and you will see that it will free it up to about 132 megs. Now, what I personally like is Advanced Task Killer because it kills a lot of things. So I just go ahead, and every once in a while, you can see all the tasks that are running. I just go ahead and double click on kill selected apps. So 1, 2, and as you can see, it went up to 173 megs. Now, this might not make your battery life improve a wicked lot, but it could save you or add 50 minutes to your battery life, and those 50 minutes could be crucial. The next one I want to talk about is not so much a tweak on how to improve it, but more to monitor it. I have an app called System Panel I got for, I believe, $1.99 or something like that out of the market, and basically what it does is it monitors everything that is going on your device. Now, as you can see up here, we have CPU activity. This is basically showing me what my CPU is doing right now, if it's high, I could figure out why it's high, and if it's low, like usually I want my CPU to be low unless I'm using heavy processors because the higher your CPU activity, the quicker your battery will drain. So if you can keep your CPU level between 10 and 30% on just standby, it's a very, very good feature. Now obviously if you watch me scroll up and down like this, the CPU will spike up to about, say, 75%, but as soon as I stop, it will go down to about 3 to 5%, and that's very good for 3 to 5% idle because then you're not using a lot of battery, and your battery will last a lot longer. That's another reason why I tell you to kill your apps, because the RAM will be used And the CPU will be used a little more when the multitasking is multitasking a lot of devices, or a lot of programs rather. So if you can kill that, your CPU will go down, your temperature, which is another thing I want to talk about, will go down, and overall your device will just have a longer battery. You can also, with this program, monitor the temperature of your battery. The hotter your temperature is, typically the quicker your battery will drain. I don't know why. Well, actually I do, but it's a fact. If your battery is hot, your battery will not hold as well a charge for as long a time. Keep your battery cool, so if your phone gets really hot, I'm not saying stop using it, but maybe take a break from that game of Angry Birds for 5 minutes, let your phone cool down, go on the internet. Just put your phone down for 5 minutes, pick it up, your phone will be a lot cooler, the battery will last a bit longer, and overall you'll have a much pleasant experience because you're not burning your hands. And the last thing I want to show you about this app, I know it's technically how to improve your battery life, it's called History. And this basically shows you what is going on with your day-to-day use of your device. So as you can see up here, here's charging, and you can just see as it dispersed, I had it started at 12, and at 10 I was down to about 25%, which is not very good. Because I didn't actually follow one of the tweaks I'm about to show you right now. But as you can see, it charges up, it gives you an outline of what your device is doing. You can go to 2-day or 3-day, and it will show you basically up to a week of how your battery life is, what is going on, when is it starting to drain. And if you can think back to it, I mean, you go, oh, I was on the internet for a half hour. Yeah, that could result in that substantial battery drain right there. And then obviously down here you have CPU activity will go to 3-day. And this is just pretty much showing you when your CPU is being used. I've had a very low idle today. I like that a lot. Yesterday it wasn't very low. I think I might have had some back processes running. And then obviously your device usage. And yeah, those are pretty much the tweaks. The tips. The next one I want to show you is a very simple one that many people don't know about because, they really don't think about it. When your device has 100% battery charge when it's on, you should usually get a green light. What you want to do is go ahead and turn off your device. And I'm going to have to boot into my recovery. But if you're not running a HTC Sense, you can just go ahead and boot off your device. Go ahead and unplug your phone. And what this is going to do is, I'm going to charge it when it's off. And basically, an Android device registers 100%, and then there's a 10% battery drain within the first 5 to 10 minutes. And that's usually when people realize, wow, my battery sucks. It's not necessarily the battery, it's just the way the platform is. But what this will do is, if you plug this in, the 10% will turn into a half hour, 45 minutes, which isn't great, but like I said, it adds a half hour to battery life. So as you saw earlier, that was green, which wait for my bootloader to boot. Go down to power off, and now we're going to take my cord and we're going to plug it in. Obviously, once you turn it off, you have to unplug it and then wait a couple seconds and plug it back in. And as you can see, it is now orange again. And usually it will stay orange for another half hour or so to imply that it is still charging the battery. Which, another half hour of battery life is a big difference between, 90% in 10 minutes and 90% in an hour. So I hope that this was a helpful video. If it was, leave a comment below telling me it was. Like the video. And obviously don't forget to subscribe. Go follow me on Twitter for more up-to-date what I'm doing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you have any questions, let me know. But for Apple Fanatic, this is me saying peace.